We're doing a complete hike of La Croche? Pardon? Okay, I think I can pronounce it now. La Croche. So this video is going to be my packing process for a hiking trip. Nope. I think it's in this one. Nope. Specifically, we're going to be packing the La Croche Silhouette Trail in Killarney, Ontario. Nope. Collingwood. And we'll be doing the complete 78-kilometer loop. Ontario, canoe routes, paddler's guide. I actually don't know the details of the trip too well. My partner who I'm doing it with has done all the logistics, including campsite bookings and everything. So contrary to how I normally do trips, I have been completely hands-off. In fact, he just told me about this yesterday and I'm leaving tomorrow morning. So this is going to be a very quick pack. Yukon. Haven't been there yet. Where's my, oh. Nope. I actually don't even know how many days it is. Okay, this is, give me a second. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, back on Thursday. So I think it's 5 days. It's over here. It's on the other side. There it is. There it is. There it is. Orange. There we go. What's this? Oh, here we go. Perfect. There we go. So I have the trail guide and the backcountry map. Perfect. So I'll have to read that like tonight so I know what's going on tomorrow. That'll be good. But I'm going to show you the mentality that I use when I'm packing for any trip really, which is fairly simple. I take everything that I have that I think I might need, I lay it out, have a look at it, and then go through everything and pare down the items that might be redundant or might be unnecessary due to the current conditions. Of course, you know, it's beginning of summer here, so obviously I'm not going to bring my Gore-Tex gloves with me, but within reason, anything that I think I might need on the trip, I'll lay it all out and then I'll parse through it, and then depending on how much stuff I have with me, how long the trip is, I might make some luxury sacrifices to simplify my packing and reduce what I'm carrying. And then last but not least, I will go over my food. Really, the length of the trip doesn't impact what I bring clothing-wise. I keep things fairly minimal when hiking. I try to save the weight so that I can enjoy the experience a little bit more. I do bring a few luxury items, like socks. Those are luxury items in my world. I wouldn't consider myself an ultralight backpacker quite yet. Yep, I'm one of those people. I take the cardboard tube out of my toilet paper to save weight. But then I pack way more toilet paper than I need and offset the weight reduction. Shadow of its former self. Why? Because it fits in the bag better. I'm not a Grammy. Okay, I am a Grammy. So I'm currently going through my list of things that I packed previously, so I have a reference, and I'm making sure that I have everything I could possibly need. I have my tent. This is my Z-Packs duplex. It has the stakes. I'm going to be leaving the carbon poles behind because I'm bringing my trekking poles. I can save some weight there. I also have this Tyvek sheet that I placed on the inside of the tent on the floor. If there's a hole or leak on the inside of the bathtub of this tent, this should keep me dry overnight. And the next morning when I'm packing up camp, I can take this out, shake it out, and get all the pine needles and whatever it is out of the tent, and I have a clean tent the next time I get in. So in terms of my actual sleep system, it's going to be around 20 degrees at night. This has the highest temperature ratings of all the sleeping bags I have. This is -2 rated, the Mountain Hardwear Phantom Spark, -2. This one is definitely overkill, and my -18 bag is definitely also overkill. So I am just going to be bringing a sleeping bag liner. I think the fleece one's going to give me a better night's sleep. So this weighs 374 grams. I have it written on it. And my sleeping bag weighs 650 grams. I have this little Cocoon brand sleep gear for adventures. That's a great slogan right there. This is a little travel pillow. I really like it. It's really light and compact. It has a little bit more height than some of the other really small pillows I've tried, which is important for me because I sleep on my side sometimes. So that makes for a more comfortable night's sleep when I have a little bit more neck support. And keeping with that theme, I have my Neo Air X Lite, the yellow one, as most people know it as. This has just enough height in it that if I blow it up just right, I can keep my hip and my shoulder from digging into the ground. That keeps me more comfortable. It's a little bit heavier than some of the options that are currently out there. I might look into getting the Thermarest Uber. I carry this little tack liner that goes inside my pack. It's by Thermarest. It's also a pump sack, so it lets me blow this up, which is a luxury for me. But at the end of a long day of hiking, I don't get winded, and you can blow this up partially, wrap it up and put it in here, and it becomes a bit of a camp stool, which is kind of a nice feature. I'm not going to bring a compass this time because I'm bringing both my Garmin InReach and my Garmin watch, so I'm going to have two means of figuring out what the directions are, and on top of that I will have a map, and terrain relation should be enough for me to figure out what's going on. We're also on a trail, so I'm not overly concerned. So I have a headlamp, I have an extra battery for it. This is the Petzl Actic, and I have the core battery for it. These are fully charged and ready to go. I have a charging cable for them, 10,000 milliamp hour Anchor power bank that I bring with as part of my little ditty bag here. Also, as part of my ditty bag, I have a small little multi-tool that has a knife, and most importantly, a little pair of scissors that lets me cut this Leukotape and will let me treat any blisters that arise. My partner is going to be bringing the first aid kits, so I'm not going to worry about that. Then we're on to the cook system. So the last trip I actually did was in February. We went winter camping. I think it's worth comparing the setup we use in the winter to the setup that I use in the summer. So here is the MSR Whisper Light with snow melting pot, wind and snow reflector, compared to my summer stove. This is a Jetboil Mighty Mo. You can see the size difference is quite apparent. It has a little piezo lighter. People have complained, I've heard, that this piezoelectric lighter stops working, but if you just make sure that the gap is good between the little ignition coil wire and the ground of the actual stove, I've never had an issue with it. I've had to adjust it at times, but it's really not an issue. Little titanium mug that I have, its brand is Tokes. It's not really a mug, it's more of a pot. It has a little frying pan lid, which is nice to put on when boiling water, and I can also saute onions in here, which I have done before. A little rag for cleaning up and also for holding hot handles. I have carried this Opinel, boy, what number is this? This is an Opinel number 8. This is, I call it a cheese knife, but it's really my meal prep knife, and the only knife I bring on these trips. This does a lot of work, this little knife here, and it's kind of, I like it because it's made in France, and it kind of fits the motif of fur trapping and trading in the area where I hike, so I kind of like that. I have a little fire kit here, which is a ferro rod and a couple blocks of fire starter that I can strike with the ferro rod. Ooh, that just reminded me, I'm going to bring eggs with. That's very exciting. If I cut a dozen carton of eggs in half, I can fit it inside this pot with the stove and all of the stuff that you see here. So that's a really nice way to securely carry eggs, and yeah, I will probably just hard boil them. I am undecided as to whether I should bring a mug for hot chocolate and parallel processing cooking. I think I'm going to leave my little mug at home. Spork, I'm a huge proponent of the spork. Just very versatile, very simple. This one's titanium, I love it. Okay, so water. This is a bit of an interesting topic. A lot of these campsites are very close to water, so I'll have lots of access to water. But in terms of water purification, I have a few options, but the only two that make sense right now would be the Sawyer Squeeze. I have a 2-liter dirty bag for it, and I also have the Hydra Pack Solomon branded filter, which uses the same filter elements as the Cat9 B Free. This is a half-liter bottle here that's attached to it. This is really meant for my mountain running trips where I can put it in my vest pockets and whatnot. I haven't tried this yet, so maybe that's reason enough just to take the Solomon version. I find this is bulky and I end up carrying more water than I need with the Sawyer Squeeze and the big dirty bag. I could bring a smaller dirty bag, but then I gotta be filling the bag. This is just really efficient and quick to deal with. I'm gonna bring this. In terms of water carrying, I have a few options. I can bring my 2-liter platypus bag, which I pretty much bring on trips anyway, just to have emergency water capacity. And I will probably carry it empty almost all the time, except for around mealtime, where I will fill it so that I just have a whole bunch of clean water to work with. Or I can bring a couple of these smart water bottles, which are great. I've had this one for years. It just comes with me on trips, otherwise it just sits in the closet. This particular one is 1 liter, so that's great. Okay, so now we're on to clothing. So I'm going to start top to bottom, inside to out. My hat is downstairs. I have to remember to get that. After my hat, I put on my little sun cape that protects my neck. As one of the mountain guides refer to it, my little Lawrence of Arabia thing. I'm going to have my sunglasses. These are my glacier rated ones. I'm also going to bring a buff, just because they do a million things. They can cover my eyes so I can sleep in.
I found this chair, so I took a nap. It was very nice. I'd like to come back here one day and take another nap.
So that reminds me, if I'm bringing my buff, I don't need a pack towel. If I decide to go for a swim, it's going to be 20 degrees, I'll just air dry. So I'm going to leave the pack towel at home and use the buff as my towel should I need it. Next is something to cover my upper body. So I have this Patagonia sun shirt that has some breathability in the back. I'm going with something that is long sleeve because I'm expecting the bugs to be bad. And I do not like getting bit a lot. No one does, but that's kind of par for the course. And it's rated for UV radiation as well, so that will help me protect myself from the sun. I have my underwear. I'm going to bring I'll probably bring 2 pairs of underwear. I'm going to bring 1 wool and 1 polyester. I have yet to hike wearing my Saks Hyperdrive boxer briefs, so I'm going to bring those with and try them on, and these are my tried and true icebreaker merino wool ones. On top of that, again, to keep the bugs at bay, I'm wearing a long pair of pants. These are Columbia Omni Shade, which again also are rated for UV radiation. They unzip at the knees, so if there's no bugs and I'm warm, I can take them off, and then I'm wearing shorts. My feet get really warm in the summer, so I'm going to try to swap out my socks quite frequently. These are the right socks. I like the double layer. They don't give me blisters. So at this point, I will start to separate the stuff that I'm going to be wearing on the ride there versus the stuff that needs to go in my pack. So this stuff, my clothing, is going to be on me. I'm going to have a pair of underwear. So that's the clothing that I'm wearing when I leave and arrive at the trailhead. So this doesn't have to be with any of this. This goes next to my bed, so I put it on in the morning. I am fortunate, but also cursed with having multiple forms of rain protection. I have a very heavy-duty Arc'teryx. This is a Beta SL hybrid rain shell. This thing is bomb-proof. Then I also have the North Face Future Light, and I also have an Arc'teryx Norvan SL hoodie, which is incredibly paper thin. I've done a review on this before. You can have a look at that. And this thing there's nothing to this. If I encounter any brush, this will be shredded, and it's an expensive piece of gear. I have the North Face one. I wore it on my canoe trip to Opeongo and Algonquin last September, and we got a lot of rain on that trip, and it held up fairly well. Now I need to decide if I'm going to bring rain pants. Yeah, rain pants are kind of crazy. I'm going to save these for mountaineering trips when it's cold and windy. I usually sleep with a pair of compression leggings. These are Under Armours. Now I need to decide if I want to sleep in a long sleeve or a short sleeve shirt. I think I'm going to sleep in this short sleeve wool shirt because I'm going to be really hot, and bringing my black polyester shirt just seems overkill and redundant. Plus, if there are no bugs, again, I have a short sleeve option that I can wear during the day to free myself of my long sleeves. Here I have a small toiletries bag. I have sunscreen, a little bit of lip balm, which is definitely overkill because I'm not on a glacier on this trip, but yeah, I'm going to leave that at home. I don't need that. Toothbrush, which is a shadow of its former self. Why? Because it fits in the bag better. I'm not a Grammy. Okay, I am a Grammy. A little bit of toothpaste. Just when you go to your dentist, ask them for the nice little travel-sized samples. And also some insect repellent. It's DEET, but you know, I don't like DEET, but I also don't like mosquitoes. Some bug netting. I don't even know if this fits me. I should probably check. Oh, there's pants in here too. I thought I didn't have bug pants, but apparently I do, so those are going to come with. Yeah, good enough. My options are the Black Diamond Speed 40 or the Osprey Atmos AG65. I'm going to go with the Osprey because it's a more comfortable ride. This is more of my fast and light mountaineering pack. I will, however, leave the brain behind, 100 grams, and keep things a little bit more streamlined. So that pretty much sums up all the equipment that I'm bringing. I'm going to do a separate video on how I pack this because this video is already going to be incredibly long. And we can go over where things go in my pack and what my methodology is for keeping things organized within my pack so that they're easily accessible, but also that the weight is distributed well so that it doesn't hurt to carry it for a long duration. So I hope you enjoyed this video with me going over the gear I would take on a warm weather backpacking / hiking trip. Thanks for watching.